SuperTalk Mississippi media production. It's time to talk about dogs.
Bulldogs have won it.
Talkin Dawgs, that is, with Robbie Faulk, right here on SuperTalk 100.9.
Talkin Dawgs is on your radio on this beautiful Thanksgiving week in Starkville, Mississippi. Robbie Faulk here, and this is Talkin Dawgs. Thank you, folks, for joining me on this Wednesday morning. Just one day away from enjoying your turkey and dressing and your corn and your mashed potatoes and your mac and cheese and your pecan pie and your sweet tea and hearing about politics and hearing about Lane Kiffin and hearing about all that junk and then taking a nap in front of the TV and watching some NFL football. I cannot wait. I can't wait for any of it. That's just one day away. But for today, it's time to talk about the Egg Bowl. It's time to let the hate flow through you. It's time to prepare yourself. It's time to get your mind right. This is Egg Bowl week. I don't care what you think about Jeff Lebby. I don't care what you think about Lane Kiffin. I don't care what you think about either one of your teams right now. What you should be focused on is doing everything that you can on Thursday or Friday to make sure that the team that you hate the most, that's on the other side, loses the ball game. Now, none of us will be able to be on the field for that game, and I won't be personally doing anything, but I'm wishing for all of you to do it. Play your part, because this is the most hated rivalry I have ever seen. Mississippi State and Ole Miss is one of the best rivalries, most underrated rivalries in the country. It might not have the prestige of Michigan and Ohio State. It might not be the Iron Bowl to a lot of people nationally. But for the people that know, for those that are the OGs, for those that understand what this is all about, they know that this rivalry is serious. And this week is as serious as ever. Mississippi State is locked in on trying to win the Egg Bowl trophy for the first time since 2022. Ole Miss is trying to do the same thing. And this is an Ole Miss team that comes into this ball game 10-1. They have an opportunity to clinch a playoff berth this week with a win. But a massive shadow has been casted over this ball game because of the head coach. Lane Kiffin has been in the headlines for the last 2 weeks at this point. Will he or won't he in terms of where he's going next year? Is he going to be the coach of Ole Miss? If they make the playoff, is he going to be their coach? A lot of those answers will not come our way until Saturday, possibly, when we find out what Lane Kiffin's future is going to be. And we're going to talk about that in the next segment for sure, because I have plenty of thoughts on that. We will discuss the Lane Kiffin side of things. We'll discuss Mississippi State's side of things. What does the Mississippi State side look like for the Egg Bowl? Because I feel like we're not talking enough about this game. A lot of the talk has been around Lane Kiffin, and rightfully so. I think that's a huge topic of this when you have a guy like Lane Kiffin that's been such a lightning rod for Ole Miss, and he's been a guy that has brought a lot of attention to Ole Miss, and he's brought a lot of success there. I don't think you do what you've done without Lane Kiffin. Now, you don't do what you've done there without the investment from the fans, but I believe that goes hand in hand. The success that he had really encouraged the fan base to get fully behind the NIL and the transfer portal and all those things. And he's been incredible in evaluating talent, and it's all fallen his way at Ole Miss in terms of the talent that he's brought in and getting the most out of it. So, of course, that's going to be a huge topic for this Egg Bowl. But there is a game to be played on the field. There's two coaches that have coached together before, Lane Kiffin and Jeff Lebby. Lebby was his offensive coordinator in 2020 and 2021. He knows everything about Lane Kiffin, and these two could not be further apart from a personality standpoint. Lane Kiffin is flashy. He tweets a lot. Jeff Lebby kind of sits in the background, and he's coaching ball, and that's been what it's all been about. And this week, Mississippi State has not been talking about the rivalry. You haven't seen a lot of trash talk online from Mississippi State. You haven't seen a lot of sound bites and things like that. They've been kind of working in silence while all of this turmoil is happening at Ole Miss. Will that play a factor in this ball game? I have some thoughts on that. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, plenty of Egg Bowl talk coming your way. Plus, high school football playoffs are winding down, and we're getting ready for state championships at Davis Wade Stadium next week. We'll discuss that as well. All that and more coming your way here on Talkin Dawgs with Robbie Faulk, and we're on Super Talk 100.9 in the Golden Triangle.
At Bank Oklahoma, we treat our customers like neighbors, and usually they are. You're more than just an account number. At Bank Oklahoma, you have a name, a family, and hopes and dreams for your financial future. I'm Hunter Robertson at Bank Oklahoma in Bruce. We'd love to earn your business and help you reach your financial goals. Come see me or call 662-983-3700. Bank Oklahoma, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Looking for quality and convenience? Matheson Hardware and Building Supply has you covered. We deliver lumber, roofing, doors, windows, and more straight to your job site. And check out our full line of Milwaukee battery-powered tools, plus plumbing, electrical, and Valspar paints for every project. And now we're your local source for guns, ammo, and so much more. For over 100 years, Matheson Hardware has been built on a legacy of customer service you can trust. Go find them at 281 Scott Avenue in Matheson, Mississippi, or call them today at 662-263-4583.
Power up your convenience with the 4County mobile app. Managing your electric account has never been easier. With our free mobile app, you can view your bill, balance, and account details, report outages, track restoration progress, and make secure payments online. Stay informed by scheduling alerts and reminders for important account updates. Whether you're at home or on the go, the 4County app puts control in your hands. Download the app today and experience the power of convenience.
Hey, this is William Wells. When you drop your vehicle off with us, you can trust us with our ASC certified technician. We'll take care of everything you need. Brakes, struts, shocks, alignments, check engine light, tune-up, tire sensor, tires, everything. Stop by any of our 3 locations in Starkville, West Point, and Columbus, and let our team give you the championship service you deserve.
Hello, I'm Lee Burrell, proudly serving Tillamook County. The Citizens Bank has been serving our community for over 116 years, and I'm proud to be part of this vital community bank. With over 22 years of financial experience in commercial, mortgage, and consumer lending, I'm here to help with all your loan and deposit needs. Call me at 662-323-1420 or stop by my office located at 201 Highway 12 and say hello. I'm looking forward to meeting and talking with you soon. The Citizens Bank, www.thecitizensvilla.com, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
You're listening to Talkin Dawgs on Super Talk 100.9.
Talkin Dawgs with Robbie Faulk back here on your radio this Wednesday morning. Super Talk 100.9, supertalk.fm online. You can also find this in podcast form each and every week. If you just download Talkin Dawgs with Robbie Faulk, it'll come straight to your phone. My guy Sebastian will send it your way on Wednesdays. So make sure you're doing that if you haven't already. I don't know if we talk about that enough, but you can listen to this in more forms than just your radio or your computer. So download that today. I want to remind you, too, go see Jess Brantley, Alpha Insurance. His crew over there in West Point have been so good to the people in the local community. Alpha Insurance is the best of the best. I am insured by Alpha, and I can tell you there's nobody in the state of Mississippi that does it better. Customer service, the prices are the best. I've checked them all, and they have the best quotes, and they take care of you, man. Late at night, you hit a deer, and you're going to text your insurance agents. They're going to be there ready for you. They'll get you a rental car set up. They'll ask you if you're okay, and they'll take care of you. And they will make sure that everything is taken care of for your entire family as well. You can get the bundle. You can bundle all your insurance together to save some money there. But the biggest thing is the customer service and how good these people are to you with your insurance. So you can call Jess today, 662-494-4142, or you can go find them Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. over on 36 South 4th Street in West Point, just off the main strip there on Highway 45. You can go find Jess and his crew there. So call Jess, go see him today, and start saving with Alpha Insurance. Pretty big game coming to Davis-Wade Stadium on Friday morning. Mississippi State, Ole Miss, playing the Egg Bowl at Davis-Wade Stadium. It's really hard to figure out, to me, how this game plays out. I don't know how much emphasis to put into the Lane Kiffin stuff. So, in my lifetime, I can remember three situations like this in this Egg Bowl rivalry. And, of course, there's been coaches mentioned for jobs. I know Hugh Freeze was mentioned for, I think, the Florida job in 2014. Dan Mullen has had mentions before going into that game. But just as far as, heavy smoke, you felt like the coaches were going to leave going into the game. There's been three instances prior to this. You can start in 1998. Tommy Tupperville, the week of the Egg Bowl, there was some smoke about him in Auburn. He went on a local radio show and he said, "You're going to have to take me out of here in a pine box." Just a few days later, he was off to Auburn. And, we find out even more years later when he goes to Texas Tech, that's just who he is. He did the same thing to Texas Tech. He left an official visit in the middle of dinner, and he ended up becoming the head coach at Cincinnati. So, we saw that with Tommy Tupperville, and Mississippi State won that ball game handily and went on to the SEC championship. Now, the Bulldogs were favorites in that game anyway and probably would have won regardless, but I definitely think that played a factor. Fast forward to 2017, Dan Mullen in the Egg Bowl. The Bulldogs were fighting, I think, for the Sugar Bowl or a New Year's Six berth at that point. Trying to get to 9 wins in the regular season would have been something that doesn't happen often around here. And the Rebels were with Matt Luke and were kind of struggling through the season. Mississippi State looked like the heavy favorite in the ballgame. How were the Rebels going to stop Nick Fitzgerald and that read option attack? Mississippi State had almost beaten Alabama that year. They had close calls with teams. They were playing decent football, but things started to pick up after that Alabama loss. It was such a heartbreaking loss. Mississippi State went on the road to Arkansas and played poorly. They won that ball game, but they played poorly. Something left Dan Mullen in that game against Alabama. He was just never the same as that season closed out. And when Nick Fitzgerald went down with an ankle injury, State just kind of fell apart in that ball game. And we found out later that Dan Mullen had been texting Tennessee during the week and talking about meeting with them, was excited about that job. It looked like they were heading in that direction with Dan Mullen being named the Tennessee coach before that search had just kind of gotten derailed. He ends up going to Florida. Mississippi State lost the ball game 31-28. They had to make a comeback to get back in it late in the game, but just looked completely disengaged throughout the game. If you go back and you look at Dan Mullen in that game, he just looked like a guy that was on the way out. 2022, Lane Kiffin, during the week, my friend John Sokoloff made the infamous tweet. Lane Kiffin was expected to be the next head coach at Auburn. Auburn was in the market for a new head coach after the Brian Harsin stuff, and Lane Kiffin was the guy that they zeroed in on. I believe that to be 100% fact that Lane Kiffin was their guy at one point, and it was trending in that direction. And all of a sudden, there's a lot of smoke around Lane Kiffin to Auburn. I remember being at that game, and the feel inside the stadium was strange. I was walking to the restroom, and Jimmy Sexton was in the hallway just laughing it up because he was going to make his client a ton of money no matter what. And, Ole Miss was, I believe, 8-3 at the time coming into that ball game. Still had a chance to get to 10 wins. They didn't play well. Mississippi State had a chance to go up 2 touchdowns late in that game. Will Rogers fumbles the football on the 1, and Ole Miss is able to make a drive down the field and have a chance to tie it. But in the fourth quarter, Mississippi State was dominating that ball game against Ole Miss, and it really felt like Lane Kiffin was on his way out. Of course, he ends up signing an extension with Ole Miss, but I fully believe that played a factor in the game. So now we look at this year. Mississippi State comes in at 5-6. It's a team that's fighting for bowl eligibility. There's a lot of distrust in Jeff Lebby right now between the Mississippi State fan base. What could you have in this situation that could be better for you than how this is playing out? Ole Miss is clearly the better team. They're clearly better coached. Their situation is infinitely better than Mississippi State's right now. Where the programs are right now, Ole Miss is way ahead of Mississippi State, and the records indicate it. 10-1, 5-6. This is the third consecutive 10-win season for Ole Miss. They are in the middle of the greatest run that they have had in this modern era. And I think that you could even make a case. I know that they have national championships claimed and all that stuff, and they've won SEC championships. I think all things considered, with the parity that you have in college football, Lane Kiffin has done arguably the best job in Ole Miss history at what he's done there at Ole Miss. And now, this week, in the last 2 weeks, the way this thing has played out is so nasty publicly. It's a massive distraction. I don't care what Keywan Lacey and Trinidad Chambliss tweeted out. I don't care what any Ole Miss person will tell you. It is a distraction. I talked to someone in that building. I talked to someone the other day that's there every day. And he told me, point blank, it's a distraction. Lane Kiffin won't tell anybody anything. Nobody's been up front with anyone. Even the staffers don't know what Lane Kiffin's going to do. That is a distraction. So you come into this ball game, and we've just mentioned the 3 coaches prior to this time that have had these distractions playing into this ball game. Mississippi State has got to take advantage of that. Jeff Lebby and company, they have been working now for 2 weeks. If you can't put a game plan together that can beat a team that has been working through these distractions for the last 2 weeks, if you can't do that, how can anybody trust Jeff Lebby moving forward? I know the talent differential on these 2 teams. I don't care. This is a rivalry game. This is the Egg Bowl. I've seen worse teams beat better teams. I've seen it. Anything can happen in this game. And if you're Jeff Lebby and company, you've been working in silence. This is your shot right here. You've missed these opportunities this year. You missed the opportunity against Tennessee. Lost that game in overtime. You missed the opportunity in Gainesville against a team that had equally large distractions with Billy Napier. It was almost announced by Florida that he was going to be fired after that ball game. Everyone knew that Billy Napier was going to be fired after that game. Mississippi State lost 23-21, driving down the field to go kick a game-winning field goal that threw an interception. The next week, you're up 17 points against a Texas team that was as beatable as they're going to be. 17 points in the fourth quarter, you lose that game. And then you've had the last 2 weeks. But now, you've had 2 weeks off. You've had 2 weeks to prepare for this. Anything that's happened before this has got to be erased if you're a Mississippi State football player and coach. You've got to forget it all. This is your opportunity, if you're Jeff Lebby, to go into the offseason with a bowl game, to go into the offseason with confidence. You have the Egg Bowl trophy. You have something to sell. Ole Miss potentially is looking for a new head coach. You can reset this thing with a win. That is what is in front of Jeff Lebby on Friday morning at 11 a.m. Can he take advantage of it? That's the big question. I think Ole Miss is going to be distracted. You're playing early on in the morning. That's a tough thing to get up for sometimes. I imagine Ole Miss will be up for this game. But what is going on in the locker room there? Mississippi State has a more stable situation from a locker room standpoint. Ole Miss has the better coaching staff. Ole Miss has the better team. They have the better players. But this is a winnable game for Mississippi State. Will they do it? That's what we'll find out on Friday morning. All right, so we're going to take another break. When we get back, some high school football to talk about. The third round of action, second round for some classifications, took place last week. We're going to talk to Ron Price, the head coach at East Webster. His team's flying high. And we'll talk a lot more high school football coming your way here on Talkin Dawgs, Robbie Faulk. And this is on SuperTalk 100.9.
When you're a Yellow Jacket, school spirit isn't just for game day, it's every day. That's why the Citizens Bank created the School Stash debit card for Starkville-Oktibbeha schools. With every transaction, select credit instead of debit, and we'll donate 5 cents to the district. It's an easy way to show your pride and support local schools with every purchase. Stop by 201 Highway 12 and get your School Stash debit card today. The Citizens Bank, in your corner every day. Member FDIC.
Now's the time to get a great deal on proven Kubota farming equipment. Tractors that can do it all and do it right. Hay tools that are backed by a 2-year warranty. And durable Sidekick utility vehicles and SSV skid steers. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment for 5.49% APR for up to 84 months plus instant cash discount and 2 years extended limited warranty. Now through December 31st. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Visit H&R AgriPower, your local Kubota dealer at 841 South Frontage Road in Columbus. H&R AgriPower has the power to get you more.
Fort County Electric Power Association has spent more than 85 years working to improve the quality of life of all we touch. And that's why we created the Fort County Foundation. Thanks to the generosity of Fort County member owners, the foundation has awarded more than $2.5 million to organizations that support the communities we serve. If you have a 501c3 organization that helps improve the lives of Fort County members, visit fortcounty.org and see if the Fort County Foundation can help you.
Looking for quality and convenience? Matheson Hardware and Building Supply has you covered. We deliver lumber, roofing, doors, windows, and more straight to your job site. And check out our full line of Milwaukee battery-powered tools, plus plumbing, electrical, and Valspar paints for every project. And now we're your local source for guns, ammo, and so much more. For over 100 years, Matheson Hardware has been built on a legacy of customer service you can trust. Go find them at 281 Scott Avenue in Matheson, Mississippi, or call them today at 662-263-4583.
Find a friend in the banking business at Bank Oklahoma and take that friend with you using Bank Oklahoma mobile banking. Manage your accounts, make deposits, payments, and transfers anywhere and anytime. Bank Oklahoma offers small town feel with big city convenience and the personalized attention you deserve. I'm Joy Faulkner at Bank Oklahoma. Better together, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Talkin Dawgs on SuperTalk 100.9.
Talkin Dawgs, Robbie Faulk, back here on SuperTalk 100.9, supertalk.fm. Thank you for joining me on this Wednesday morning, one day away from Thanksgiving. Cannot wait. I'm going to be having Thanksgiving here in Choctaw County, where I'm at, right across the street. Will be where I have my Thanksgiving with my family, the Ellis family, if you will. A family that's been a part of this community here in Sherwood, Choctaw County, Mathiston, all that. We've been here for a long time, and I've moved back here and put my roots down at a place where a little store was created about 100 years ago in this community by the Ellis family. They eventually moved into Mathiston, created a hardware store that's been the heart of the community in Mathiston for 100 years. And now that community is embracing a new hardware store, Matheson Hardware and Building Supply. Brad Huffman, Ted Dewitt, they took this thing over. It's been a labor of love over there in Mathiston, and it's exactly what you want in your local hardware store. They got everything that you want over there, but when you walk in the door, they know your name. If they don't know your name, they'll get to know your name. They got local crafts, things that people in the community make with their own bare hands. They promote that right there in Matheson Hardware. They are all about community, and that's why you've got to go see them today over there in Matheson. Also remind you, just to give you a little bit of an idea of how a part of the community they are, they're having a customer appreciation stew coming up on December the 6th. That's going to be next Saturday in Matheson, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. You can go over there and shop, and they'll also give you a bowl of soup just to kind of let you know what you mean to them. And it just doesn't get any better than that. So go see them over there at Matheson Hardware over in Scott Avenue, 281 Scott Avenue, Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. And on Saturday, they're open 7 to noon. So go check them out today. All right, guys, so last week, I was in Noxubee County checking out Noxubee and Choctaw County, and I'm going to talk more about that game when we move into the next segment, but just a really, really great ball game between Noxubee and Choctaw. Noxubee was able to come out on top in that ball game. The other game that we had in our area was East Webster going to Charleston. Now, Charleston has won 3 consecutive North State championships. So this is a team that's been in the state title game 3 years in a row. They were the favorite to win it once again. East Webster had different plans. East Webster goes to Charleston and wins 61-40. The Wolverines put up 61 in that game. That's 3 straight games now with 50 or more points for the Wolverines. Now, I went and talked to Ron Price, the head coach there at East Webster for nearly a decade now. He is 1 win away from coaching in his first ever state championship. Let's hear his thoughts on how that game played out. East Webster going to Charleston and knocking off Charleston in a big-time round 3 matchup. obviously. I mean, it's always a blessing, I'm sure, for coaches to be able to do this. I mean, for you, how does that feel getting a chance to be one win away from playing for a state championship?
Man, I can't put it into words. This is our second consecutive year to be able to do this, and for so long we would get to the third round and could not get over the hump. And last year, again, we were able to do it. This year, we're able to do it, and hopefully we can make Friday night's outcome different than last year and take the next step. But just very, very thankful to get to be with our players and our coaches this week, and it's always special to be able to say that you're practicing during Thanksgiving week.
I know that this game now is the biggest that you guys will play, and you're fully focused on that. But looking at the Charleston game, and this was a big one to get by. This is a team that's been to, I think, 3 straight state championships. They won a couple years ago. Everybody in the North felt like they were going to win this game, and you guys put up 60 on them in that ball game. I mean, what did it take to go win that game? Because I know they put up a lot of points too, but I mean, what did it take to go out there and win that ball game?
We stressed to our kids all last week, that Charleston had been the man, that they had played for the state championship 3 consecutive years, and we wanted what they had, and they were not going to give it to us. We were going to have to go take it from them. It was kind of we were kind of excited to be able to go on the road last week and to go up there and to do something different. And just our kids came out, and the way that they started the game, you couldn't have asked for a better performance. The thing that I have been so proud of our kids is that so many different guys stepped up and made plays for us. And I think that's what makes this team so good, is that you cannot key on one person because somebody else will hurt you. And early in the game Friday night, LaMarcus McCurry got open for our opening touchdown. And then our second drive, Miles Stidham got open for a big touchdown. And to be able to start the game with a 14-point lead. And then Charleston came fighting back. And right before the half, they made the score 26-22. And, they battled back because we knew they would. They were not just going to lay it down and give it to us. And then the opening drive of the second half, they had the ball, and LaKendrick Potts got a big-time interception on Charleston's opening drive of the second half, and then our offense was able to go down and score and to give us a 2-touchdown lead again, which was big. And then we were able to separate after that. But just to get off to a hot start, to withstand their comeback, and then to separate again on the scoreboard in the second half says so much about our kids.
You talked about different players stepping up, and that's kind of been the case too for offense and defense. Your identity hadn't been offense, your identity hadn't been defense. You've been pretty well rounded all year, and in this game, you didn't have that shutout like you have the last 5 weeks. Your offense went out there and got it. I mean, what's it say about your kids? They're just finding ways to win on both sides of the ball.
Yes, sir. That's the thing, is we tell them every single week there's 4 to 6 plays that determine the outcome of a ball game on Friday night. And for us to win each game, we've got to be in position to make those 4 to 6 plays when they present themselves, whether it be offense, defense, or special teams. And if you'd have told me last week, Coach, your team's going to give up 40 points, I would have thought the outcome would not have been well for us, because our defense had been playing so well. But we did give up 40 points, but the offense and the defense answered and made some big plays. I told our defense at halftime, guys, you guys have been making plays for us all year, and I know you're going to make some plays. And again, they made the play to start the second half, and then the very last drive of the game, LaKendrick Potts got a pick six for a touchdown to seal it for us. So it's just to watch our defense play the way they have this year, to watch our offense play the way they have this year as a coaching staff makes us very, very proud.
When you look at this matchup that you got coming up, Kemper County has played a really difficult schedule this year, and you guys played them and handled them really well at home, a couple months ago. But this is a team that's playing really, really good football right now. They've gone up against, the best of the best in this class, all that. How tough is it
to beat a team like this twice, and how important is it to have this game at home and have it on your home turf?
We talked about that during the regular season. I thought going into the year that our division was one of the better divisions in 2A football, especially in the North. And I told our kids going into division play, we need to win the division games during the season to make those teams have to come back to us in the playoffs. So they did take care of their business. We get rewarded with a home game Friday night. It's very, very difficult to beat any team twice in one season. They've got a really good running back. We know who he is and how good of a player he can be. And like you said, they've played a really, really tough schedule. So they're battle tested. They're prepared for this moment. When we get to Friday night, the score is going to be 0-0. That first meeting means nothing other than it gave us a home game. So when we take the field Friday night, it's going to be 0-0. And we've got to go out and play 48 minutes Friday night.
All right, that was Ron Price. That's a coaching staff that has done an unbelievable job over there at East Webster. Jason Smith, the defensive coordinator over there, has done a great job. Ron Price, obviously, running the offense. Matt Snow, Brennan Haynes, Cody Silver, those guys do such a great job. The players play hard for them. And this is a team that I think is it has every chance to go get it done. I mean, it really does. I think this is one of the best teams in the state in 2A all year, and they've proven it time and time again. And now they're playing their best football. They've scored 50 or more in all 3 games. They had 5 straight shutouts defensively. Didn't get a shutout this time, but still playing some really good football. So we're going to talk a little bit more about them, about Choctaw County, Noxubee, some other games to watch, West Point. Whole lot more high school football talk coming your way here on Talkin Dawgs with Robbie Faulk. We'll be right back here on SuperTalk 100.9.
Bank Oklahoma is committed to the communities we serve. We offer the small town feel with big city convenience and give you the personalized attention you deserve. Come see me, Gene Childs, Community Bank President in Houston and Manatee. We have locations in Aberdeen, Bruce, Houston, Manatee, Oklahoma, and Tupelo. Bank Oklahoma, where we are better together. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Landowners, are you ready to turn your timber into real value? At Good Hope Land and Timber, we specialize in helping landowners like you make smart, sustainable decisions. Whether you're planting a final harvest, thinning a stand, development thinning, or managing your forest long-term, our experienced team is here to guide you every step of the way. We're trained in the Sustainable Forestry Initiative and follow best management practices to protect your land and maximize your return. Call me, Jake Moody, at 601-416-6266. Good Hope Land and Timber, locally trusted, landowner approved.
Hey, this is William Wells. When you drop your vehicle off with us, you can trust us with our ASC certified technician. We'll take care of everything you need. Brakes, struts, shocks, alignments, check engine light, tune-up, tire sensor, tires, everything. Stop by any of our 3 locations in Starkville, West Point, and Columbus, and let our team give you the championship service you deserve.
When getting the job done right is job one, you need equipment that's built to deliver. That's why H&R AgriPower in Columbus, Mississippi is proud to announce we now carry Kubota hay tools and the powerful M7 series tractors. From cutting and baling to hauling and harvesting, Kubota's hay and forage lineup delivers unmatched performance and reliability in the field. Come see us today at H&R AgriPower, your new Kubota hay tools and M7 series tractor dealer, right here in Columbus at 841 South Frontage Road. H&R AgriPower has the power to get you more.
Hello, I'm Lee Burrell, proudly serving Tibahaw County. The Citizens Bank has been serving our community for over 116 years, and I'm proud to be part of this vital community bank. With over 22 years of financial experience in commercial, mortgage, and consumer lending, I'm here to help with all your loan and deposit needs. Call me at 662-323-1420 or stop by my office located at 201 Highway 12 and say hello. I'm looking forward to meeting and talking with you soon. The Citizens Bank, www.thecitizensvilla.com, member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Talkin Dawgs with Robbie Faulk on SuperTalk 100.9.
Talkin Dawgs with Robbie Faulk back here on SuperTalk 100.9, supertalk.fm, and anywhere that you get your podcast. We are here for you. Thank you for joining us once again on this show. It's been another good one here so far, and some really good football coming your way this weekend. We talked about the Egg Bowl that's coming up on Friday. I'm going to head over to East Webster on Friday night. The Wolverines are going to be taking on Kemper County. How about these two teams in the same division? They played earlier this year. East Webster handled business in that game. I think it was 49-20 was the final. East Webster knocking off Kemper County. But this Kemper County team just will not go away. And they've played an incredible schedule at this point. Now, there's some really good teams that they played that they got blown out against. But they played just about everybody that they could play to get them prepared. They lost to Noxubee County 36-12. They lost to Choctaw County 50-36. They lost to East Webster 49-20. They beat Velma Jackson. They went on the road and played Heidelberg, who's a favorite to win the state championship 2 years in a row. They lost to them 54-6. But the last 4 games, they've taken care of business. They beat Philadelphia, J.Z. George, Water Valley, and then last week, Northside. So this is a team that's playing some good football coming into this game. Now, East Webster's been on a different level. This has been one of the best teams they've ever put on the field. They've outscored their opponents 535-130 on the season, and they're sitting here at 12-1 on the year. Their only loss coming to open the season to Choctaw County 14-0. If they played that game again, that's a totally different looking game, I think. But since then, they've won 12 straight games. But look at what they've done since the season was winding down. They beat Philadelphia 29-6, and then this is what they did. 48-0 to Holly Springs, 35-0 to Velma Jackson, 26-0 to Eupora, and then they get into the playoffs. 53-0 to Leland, 57-0 to Myrtle, 61-40 to Charleston. Their point total is going up each week. They gave up 40 last week, but that's neither here nor there. I'm not worried about their defense. What does this game look like? This is an interesting matchup. Now, I like East Webster in this game, but Kemper County has a Division I SEC running back, and Demarius Yates, committed to Ole Miss. He's back there waiting in the wings. And their offense has been really strong this season. So it would not shock me if this game was a lot different looking than it was the first time around. But playing at home, playing the way that they are, it's hard to count out the Wolverines at this point as they try to get back to a state championship game. The last time they went to a state championship was 2015. I was at that ball game. East Webster and Bassfield played in that state championship. I think that Heidelberg is a great team. I don't quite think that they're on the level of what Bassfield was then. So I'm not. If East Webster gets to that point, I'm not counting them out. But it would be really tough. And this has been a team, I think, that's been to 2 or 3 state championships all the time. This is Ron Price's first opportunity if they can win on Friday, and that's his focus right now is getting to a state title. That's been the goal since he arrived. They've kind of built, and they've been on the verge of getting over the hump. But this is probably their best chance that they've had. This team has an opportunity. They are in the semifinals for the second consecutive year. Prior to that, he had not been to a semifinal game at East Webster. Had won at least one game most seasons, but he had not been to a semifinal game. And this will be yet another opportunity here. They went to the state championship in 2006, and they went in 2015. They lost in 2006 to Puckett, and they lost in 2015, like I said, to Bassfield. That was a 39-20 game. This East Webster team, I followed these kids and followed all their sports from time and time again. And they're going to play their guts out. They're going to be sound fundamentally, but this is a talented team, too, on both sides of the ball. They have a 2-quarterback system. They have a lot of talent out there. LaKendrick Potts has been really good on both sides of the ball. Look out for East Webster in this game for sure. I mentioned Choctaw County and Noxubee. I was going to talk about that a little bit, and just a heartbreaker for Choctaw County. They took a lead in that ball game on a late touchdown, 33-28, I think, was the score at the time. With about 1:40 remaining, Jeremiah Miller scored his 5th touchdown of the game. Noxubee gets the ball. They had him backed up in a 3rd and 17 situation. and a pass interference call moved the ball up to about 4th and 3, 4th and 2, whatever. And they got the first down, kept the chains moving. 2 pass interference calls in that drive, and it had the Choctaw County sidelines absolutely livid. They were not happy with officiating in this game. And eventually Noxubee County drove down the field. Jaden Taylor ended up throwing a touchdown pass to take a 34-33 lead, and then Choctaw just didn't have the time to go score a touchdown. Incredible ball game, 34-33 Noxubee County wins. It's a rematch of the state championship from last year. But, man, it was a hard pill to swallow for those Choctaw County coaches, kids, and fans. They were upset. Dylan Mitchell was having words with the referees all game long, and then post-game. It was a really frustrating game for those Choctaw people. And, you look back at the game and the way it played out, it's just tough that it ended that way. But this is what Noxubee does. Choctaw went up 14-0 in that game, and I turned to a couple people on the sidelines and I said, you better step on their throat. When you have a chance here to just kind of bury them, you better do it. And Choctaw ended up getting the ball. They had it about around midfield with a chance to go up 21-0 in that game. They fumbled the football on the 50. Noxubee went and scored, and it was game on. So you can't give Noxubee chances. And that's what happened in this game. Noxubee got punched in the mouth early. Choctaw had an incredible game plan. Such a well-coached team. They got talent, but Noxubee just found the ways. The defensive and offensive line for Noxubee is really big. They have a playmaker at quarterback and Jaden Taylor, younger brother of Kamario Taylor. This is a team that's built to go back to the state championship. They've been 3 years in a row. They have a chance to do it again. And they have not been able to get over that hump under Teddy Young. If they beat Winona this week, it'll be interesting. They got also, I'm not really sure who's in the South for that, but I think that whoever's in the North has a really good shot. There's maybe Mize down there in the South. I can't remember exactly. So yeah, I mean this is an opportunity against Winona this week for Noxubee to go another state championship, and that would be a tremendous opportunity for them coming over to Starkville. How about West Point again? We talk about them every week. I mean, it's just feels like a formality at this point. They're 12-0. They had another blowout win, 37-0 over Pontotoc. And this is a team that has not been challenged since Tupelo back in September. They beat Tupelo 28-21. They had a 9-7 ball game against Louisville to open the year, and they beat Noxubee 27-20. Those are the only competitive games they've had this year. They smoked Starkville 48-15 earlier this year. So it's a really, really good West Point team, and they're doing what they do. They do what they do so well with their offense and defense, and just how physical they are. Now, Holmes County Central always has great talent, and right now 5 consecutive wins. They have come away with a big win over New Hope, which is a tough team, to open the playoffs. Cleveland Central's having a really good season. This team challenged West Point and North State last year, was on the verge of winning that ball game, and they just fell short. Could this be the year for Holmes County Central? Could they finally do it? I don't know if they can do it, but they'll have their shot. Coming over to Hamlin Stadium and West Point, they will have their shot to do it. I made a little TikTok earlier. I was not going to do TikTok, but I finally broke, and I finally did it, and I'm actually enjoying it. And if you want to follow me, you can go find me, Robbie Faulk, on there, where I talk high school football, Mississippi State. I have some music and a few other things. But I have my top 5 games over there, and you can go check out what I think are my top 5 games. I've got – it's ranging from 1A to 7A. My top game this week is Tupelo versus Oxford. I think that's the best game in the state of Mississippi. Those two teams played earlier this year. Tupelo came away with a win. I believe that was Oxford's only loss this year. And since then, Oxford has just found ways to win. It's not the most talented team in the state, but as I always say, I believe they're the most well-coached. They are all pulling in the right direction, and they scheme it up, and Chris Cutcliffe does a great job working around what he has talent-wise. Now, they have talent. They do have talent. This isn't just a team of scrubs out there. They got it, but they don't have the talent that Tupelo does. Tupelo is going to have to screw up, I think, to not win a state championship. I think they're going to have to make mistakes to not win their second in a row. They have essentially 3 running backs in the backfield with Braylon Williams, Kylan Bobo, and Jaden Hill. It's going to be a really tough team to defeat, but Oxford can do it. So that's a game to watch, the game to watch, I think, this week. All right, guys, we're going to take another break, and we will come close this thing down behind the wall there. So this is Talkin Dawgs with Robbie Faulk. We'll be right back.
Find a friend in the banking business at Bank Oklahoma. A friend who's there when you open your first account, when you buy that first car, and when you find the home you've been working for. At Bank Oklahoma, you'll find local people with local answers, ready to serve you with the customer care you deserve. Hi, I'm Tim Alford, Community Bank President, Bank Oklahoma in Aberdeen. Come see me or call me at 662-369-2772. Bank Oklahoma, your friend in the banking business, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Looking to complete those tough jobs and don't have the right equipment? Let H&R AgriPower in Columbus help you out. We now offer Kubota's mini excavators, track loaders, and L-Series tractors available for rent. You can also rent attachments like our cutter heads, grapples, post hole diggers, and more. Give H&R AgriPower a call for daily, weekly, and monthly rental rates. Stop by your hometown dealer today. Visit us at our new location, located at 841 South Frontage Road in Columbus.
Power up your convenience with the 4-County mobile app. Managing your electric account has never been easier. With our free mobile app, you can view your bill, balance, and account details, report outages, track restoration progress, and make secure payments online. Stay informed by scheduling alerts and reminders for important account updates. Whether you're at home or on the go, the 4-County app puts control in your hands. Download the app today and experience the power of convenience.
Hey, this is William Wells. When you drop your vehicle off with us, you can trust us with our ASC certified technician. We'll take care of everything you need. Brakes, struts, shocks, alignments, check engine light, tune-up, tire sensor, tires, everything. Stop by any of our 3 locations in Starkville, West Point, and Columbus, and let our team give you the championship service you deserve.
Looking to get the most out of your land? Trust the experts at Good Hope Land and Timber, your full-service land and timber company with years of experience in forestry and land management. From land and timber purchasing, timber management, plantation thinning, and development harvesting, our team handles it all, safely, efficiently, and sustainably. Our experienced logging force is trained to the highest standards under the Sustainable Forestry Initiative and best management practices. Call me, Jake Moody, at 601-416-6266. Good Hope Land and Timber, locally trusted, landowner approved.
When you're a Yellow Jacket, school spirit isn't just for game day, it's every day. That's why the Citizens Bank created the School Stash debit card for Starkville Oktibbeha schools. With every transaction, select credit instead of debit and we'll donate 5 cents to the district. It's an easy way to show your pride and support local schools with every purchase. Stop by 201 Highway 12 and get your School Stash debit card today. The Citizens Bank, in your corner every day. Member FDIC.
Talkin Dawgs with Robbie Faulk on SuperTalk 100.9.
Talkin Dawgs with Robbie Faulk back here on your radio in the Golden Triangle as we are in the middle of Thanksgiving week. We're at Hump Day. It only gets better from here, folks. We got Thanksgiving tomorrow, which I am going to do nothing but eat, sit in a chair, and watch football. I'm not going to worry about the Egg Bowl. I'm not going to worry about anything else. All I'm worried about will be food, pretty much. Other than that, no cares in the world. That's why, to me, moving the Egg Bowl from Thanksgiving to Black Friday or Saturday or whenever you want to do it, that's the right move for me. I do not like the Egg Bowl on Thanksgiving. There was a time where I did. I guess it was before I started working. I don't like it. I want Thanksgiving to be a day where I eat and I hang out with my family and I rest and I don't have to worry about any of that. it was very stressful on Thanksgiving whenever my brother-in-law is a huge Ole Miss fan. I'm having to deal with that, and then I'm having to rush from Thanksgiving to get to the stadium either in Starkville or Oxford. I just don't want to deal with that anymore, so I'm all for this. I don't do Black Friday shopping. Let's get this thing on the road on Friday and get it over with and go from there. It's going to be a busy day, though. I got the Egg Bowl on Friday morning, and then I'm heading to Cumberland, going to be covering East Webster and Kemper County Friday night. It will be an all-day deal where it's all football, but I'm pumped for it. I hope you guys go do that as well, because wherever you live, there's something within striking distance as far as a game to watch where you can go watch some great high school football. And it doesn't get any better than this. The Thanksgiving weekend North-South state championships are always great. Can't wait for next week. Davis Wade Stadium hosting 3 days of state championships. I'm really excited about that. First time Davis Wade's had that in nearly a decade at this point. So really pumped about that. But it's a big week. This is a big week for everybody in the state of Mississippi, whether you're identifying as a state fan or an Ole Miss fan, a high school football fan. This is what it's all about. And we're winding down. Take advantage of every opportunity you have to enjoy football, because it'll be gone in just a few weeks. We won't have it. High school football will be done next week. College football will be done in about a month. And then the NFL will follow from there. So take advantage. Football is the best thing we got going down here. So it should be great. I hope you guys have a great week and, enjoy your family time, enjoy some good food, and really kind of sit back and think about how thankful that we all should be, no matter what's going on in our lives. First of all, to be Americans, to live in a free country. I'm thankful for a lot of things. I'm thankful for my faith in Jesus Christ and what he means to me, even though I fall short on a daily basis, just how important he is in my life and for the salvation that I have in that regard. I'm thankful to live here in America. I'm thankful for my family. I'm thankful for you all, for your support for this show, whether it's this show or if you're a subscriber to Maroon and White Daily at On3, if you're a subscriber to the Starkville Daily News, if you listen to Thunder and Lightning, the podcast, if you follow me on Twitter or whatever, thank you. Thank you for your support. Even if you're not really a big fan of me and you don't really like me all that much, if you've taken time to listen to something that I have to say or read a story that I've posted, thank you. I'm so thankful to have this job and to be in a position where I can talk and write about sports for a living. There's no better job that I can think of for myself. Growing up as a young kid in Louisville, Mississippi, following sports, loving sports, getting a chance to work in it is such a blessing. So I'm thankful for it all. And I hope you guys are thankful for what you have too, because we all we should all be thankful to wake up every morning and to be able to breathe this air and to live in a free country and do what we do on a daily basis. So I hope you'll take some time to think about that and reflect. And I also hope that you guys just have a great weekend. Enjoy your family time and enjoy yourselves wherever you're at. With that said, this has been Robbie Faulk. This has been Talkin Dawgs. I'll catch you down the road.
You've been listening to Talkin Dawgs with Robbie Faulk.
Mississippi State with a victory here.
Listen each Wednesday at 9 a.m. on SuperTalk 100.9.
Don't you know I'm gonna make it with my friends? I promised myself I'd get by. Said I'm gonna try it with a true heart.
A SuperTalk Mississippi media production.